Hey guys, and welcome back to another week of coverage from the WHL, and I really just want to thank you guys again for the tremendous support we've been getting on all the videos recently. I've had a lot of fun seeing the growth of the channel, and I've had a lot of fun making videos lately. First of all, we're just going to get it started off though right away here. Portland Winterhawks. You guys know how much I already adore this team. They have so many great assets on that team, so many veterans, so many young guns. Like, I gotta talk about the young guns right now because this team is just firing all cylinders. Simon Knack, Seth Jarvis, Reese Newkirk, Robbie From, Delorme, Cross, Haynes. Like, this team has so many young players, but they're proving to WHL that this team has some of the best depth too. And then along with vets I said earlier like Gracious and Ludwig paving the path for this young team, and goaltender Joel Hofer, who continues to stand on his head and help this team collect victories. By the way, he's tied for victories with Dylan Garand as of now. Like, is this team the best? I know in the rankings they technically aren't because they had a little bit of a shaky like 500, 600 like start to the season. But as of now, the team has just been unstoppable. I watch a lot of their games because I have a lot of fun watching them. And, you know, they got the first power play in the league. They got the 4th penalty kill. This team arguably is the best. With that depth there, like I said, Seth Jarvis is starting to really take off, and Simon Knack. I'm just repeating myself with this team. Like, this team is already built around NHL draft picks, and I can easily see 3 or 4 of them getting drafted this year. Speaking of a team that was on a hot run, the Kamloops Blazers, their 6-0 run finally came to an end to the Victoria Royals, which I watched, and it was a sad and it was a boring game. But anyways, also another streak that ended with Zeri's point streak. 18 regular season games finally came to a halt. 18 games, number 18. What are the odds? A team that continues to be hot, though, has been the Edmonton Oil Kings, continuing their dominance. And also, the 2018 Bantam Draft #1 pick, Dylan Guenther, snagged his first hat-trick in a 6-2 win over Seattle. He's really starting to establish himself along such a young core, you know, with Jake Neighbors, Jalen LePen. They got so many young guys on this team, led by people like Riley Sawchuk as well. They're really just starting to really click. The team is 8-0-2 in their past 10 games, and they don't seem to show any signs of slowing down. While we're on streaks, too, Prince Albert, if you remember, no regular season losses, that's finally a thing of the past. They finally get their reality check, losing twice in regulation this week, going an average 2-2, but you know, with a lot of the shipments they've made out there, they got rid of Fonstad, they got rid of Martin, they got a lot of draft pick from them, so which means their team in the future is still always going to be pretty good. But yeah, you know, you're kind of sacrificing, you know, a season where you probably could have won, you know, another championship, but it doesn't matter because players like Weisblatt, Protas, and Watts, that first line is arguably probably the best in the league, especially Protas after he got drafted by Washington there. He's doing absolutely insane. And then young D-Men, Gooley, and Allen are getting more ice time too. The team's depth isn't overly that good, and that's honestly what is really setting their downfall. It's really not a big deal. Like I said, that first line is arguably the best, and they're getting tons of points, and Weisblatt's going to be a big draft pick this year. I can easily see him going late first round. They're still a pretty good team to watch, and I definitely recommend you to watch them and still be on the lookout for them, because these guys that they got in the depth there, they can easily start improving, easily start firing all cylinders, and still be a team to watch out for this season. Minnesota Wild draft pick Adam Beckman and the Spokane Chiefs. He's proven himself to be probably one of the best playmakers in the league so far. Picked up 5 assists this weekend, including a 5-point effort in a win against Brandon. I think it was 7-1. Spokane has the tools, but with key injuries on Jake McGrew and an import goaltender Lucas Perrick, the team finds themselves around 500, which is not bad. They'll just probably have to wait until these guys come back, and they can easily make a push to be in the top of that US division. Although it is pretty tough, they can probably pick out a 3rd or even a wildcard position this year. But yeah, Adam Beckman, right now 2nd in points in the WHL, absolute stud. Really has worked on his playmaking in the offseason. He still takes a lot of shots too, and he definitely will find himself getting more goals as the season progresses. The Hitmen and their mature core are casually cruising through the league and quietly picking up lots of wins. So far they're 8-2-1, and not really many people are talking about them because they've played so many more little games than everyone else. You know, you got Canuck prospect Carson Vogt, who's really grabbing the bull by the horns this season. Picked up his 9th today with the OT winner on the outdoor rink against Regina, which is his hometown. May I remind you? That's just something you write in a fairy tale. That's an awesome ending. But also with players like Igor Zamula, they need to be talked about more. He signed with the Flyers in September, and he's really proving his worth as a big two-way defenseman. He's kind of reminding me of also like Ivan Provorov. Maybe not to the likes of him, but even just over there, he's with Philly. He played with Brandon in the WHL. Just a great big two-way Russian defenseman. And then also, they have now stretched their win streak, especially with Folks' OT winner against Regina there, 4 games now. And with tough competition next week that features games against the Oil Kings and the Blades, they're going to be really put to the test. Anyways, going to quickly get into the top teams and players. First off, with the players, Adam Beckman, Jake Gracious, and Seth Jarvis, who, 2 Portland Winterhawks there. I had to put Jarvis in there simply because the goals he was scoring, one on the penalty shot, and one just other beautiful goal on a little mini breakaway. Just an awesome weekend from a lot of the Portland Winterhawks. They were fun to watch. And I'm also going to give Orca Weisblatt an honorable mention because I forgot him last week. I completely just shunned him and I put Cole Fonstad instead, who also had a good week. But Weisblatt did awesome wonders for the Hitmen, and I just got to honor that right now. And then the top teams, Calgary Hitmen, Edmonton Oil Kings, Portland Winterhawks, and the Lethbridge Hurricanes, who are continuing their streak as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I'm glad you tuned in for this episode of WHL Weekly, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.